Hey everyone, thanks for checking out another episode of Wonderful Garbage. I'm Angela. Hey Julia.
Angela, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
We
Ready?
are almost done with January.
And it's been like the longest and quickest month of the year.
The longest for sure. I was like, okay, this episode's gonna come out on the 31st. Like, what a way to wrap up this horrible, chaotic shitty month. We typically like to record like Thursday nights, so we put out an episode Friday, and then Sundays to put another one episode out on Monday. We didn't do it this past Sunday because I had some family stuff going on and just needed to take the day. Yeah, it's just been shitty.
Been a lot.
It's been a lot. It's just like aliens, or are you? What's happening? Come take us.
Please. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Yeah, like let's just get this shit over with. But until then, let's gossip and podcast. Okay, we're going to talk about some pop culture things that happened this week. We are going to talk a bunch about the It Ends With Us stuff because we haven't really touched on it as much, and at this point there's so much out there
Yeah.
that we think we should talk about it. And then we're going to do a little recap of Beverly Hills, just some of our thoughts about it, and a little bit of the Real Housewives of New York reunion part one. We're not going to do Salt Lake City this week, part two, just because, like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to get into.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Did you finish it?
No, I didn't even finish it. I was just like, don't, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's a part two of a three-parter, right? So it's always like meh. And then I just feel like I don't know. I feel like New York really rocked us, and I kind of just want that to be over and like get all of that out, and then we've heard about a blind item. Anyway, we'll get back into New York in a little bit, but yeah, I'm Bravo. The Bravo world has been like super heavy, except thank goodness for our Southern shows because they are like giving me life right now.
Southern shows. Oh my goodness, they really are. We like to recap those on our Sunday episodes, put out Mondays, so look out for that this week. Oh, did you see that? Wait, I didn't put this in the notes because I forgot, but Karen Huger's DUI sentencing got pushed to February.
No, I didn't see that.
It was supposed to be yesterday. And I was like,
Okay.
okay, finally, let's like get this over with. But she fired her lawyers and or her lawyer.
We're like, girl, you're so guilty, you're screwed, and she didn't like to hear that. But I mean, we have video footage. I mean,
Yeah.
Bravo there.
Yeah, it's like, did she fire them to delay the sentencing even more? Or like, oh, it's just,
I don't know. Will a judge let her get away with that? I don't feel like firing your lawyer is grounds for delaying trial. Because, like, she could just, okay, then you need to defend yourself.
well, the trial's done, right? It's like, it's just sentencing. So even, yeah, to your point of what, like, she just has to show up in court and then get her sentencing, but maybe like, there still needs to be someone there to represent her unless she's gonna like represent herself, which wouldn't that be wild?
Yeah, but again, like, it's only sentencing. So,
Exactly.
how odd. Oh, well.
We'll talk about it when we get there, but I think it's mid February or something. Ooh, I got selected for jury duty.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't want to go, so knock on wood, but I never have been selected to do that.
I've gotten a couple letters, but I was always like either in college or teaching, and I guess they like accept you for those. Or so like I would get the official little card, and then later they'd be like, "Oh, never mind, psych." But this one was like, "No, show up, like fill out this questionnaire thing." So I was like, "What if I
Ah,
get like sequestered for like a couple weeks, and it's like a big trial, and like,
Crazy. One of my friend's dad was on a murder trial, for a murder trial.
that's my dream. The amount of Dateline and everything I watch, oh my goodness, I would just be like geeking out, which probably wouldn't make me a good juror, but I would just be like, huh? What?
No, scary. I don't want to do that.
I know. Okay, should we get into that? We have so much to talk about.
Talk about it.
Okay, Amy Schumer on Call Her Daddy. Did you listen?
Yeah, I listened today. It was so funny.
I thought it was so good. I loved it. Was like, okay, so internet trolls might be a good thing because she was saying how like her face just blew up and got really swollen all of a sudden, and then people were talking about it online and was just like whatever, trolls. But then like doctors started commenting on her post being like, no, like I think something's really going on with you, and she has that Cushing disease, like if you take steroids for a long time. And she said she was doing that um for like scars and like her breast reduction surgery. And I was like, holy shit, like I guess it's good to troll.
Yeah, it paid off for her.
Yeah, but she
And
said like you can get rid of it. It just like takes time, but um I don't know. I really liked the episode. I thought it was a good one, but that was so surprising.
yeah, I thought it was so good. It was interesting finding out about like her childhood like trauma. And her parents got divorced when she was like 10 and went bankrupt, and then her mom was in love with her friend's dad. That only lasted like 2 months. Um that was all interesting. But I
Makes
thought,
her a good comedian.
oh my God, she was so well. Yeah, your trauma, you laugh through your trauma, but it was hilarious. It was like a bit, like the whole time. She starts off like talking about how heavy the microphone is, and kept that going through the whole thing. It was hilarious. Dogging on Alex, told Alex she looked like she was ready for hospice. Because Alex was dogging on her because she took her shoes off and she didn't have any socks on, which like is kind of gross. So,
It is kind of gross.
but yeah, it was a great episode. I'm glad that I watched and listened, and I can't wait to watch Kind of Pregnant.
I know, I love Amy Schumer movies. Like she gets so much hate and whatever, but I love her stuff. Like I she always makes me laugh. I've always been a fan, so I like that. Yeah, she was coming out with a new movie. I love that.
I also love like how you just said she gets so much hate. It reminded me how she said like, I think I'm so hot. And I feel like Amy Schumer isn't your like in your face obvious like typical hot pretty girl in um like celebrities. And but her confidence makes her hot, and she's funny, and I just love that she feels that she's hot, and I love that for her. I also loved how she said that like her girl time is her favorite time, and like I think most of us can relate to that. I've had some of my best favorite memories with my girls.
100%. I also loved when they were talking about hooking up with athletes.
Yeah.
Alex was like, "Hold on, did we sleep with the same one?" And Amy's like, "I didn't say we slept together. He went down on me. I yawned. He left."
So funny. And also Alex was like, a pro athlete? Really? And Amy's like, you bitch. Why is that so hard to believe? That was funny.
It was so funny. Um, yeah, no, I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah, so if y'all haven't listened, y'all should go listen.
Go check it out. Okay, I think I sent you a video or two, but that TikTok trend, "You're so funny."
Yes.
So it blew up. It was like a trend 6 days ago, which means like it's not really a thing anymore. But some of the videos I saw were so horrible. So it was supposed to be like sharing your childhood trauma. Someone saying like, "Oh, you're so funny," and then you're like, "Thanks, it's because I blah 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 blah." So some people like really got the trend, and some people were so done with it, just being like, "Oh yeah, I'm so funny. Oh, actually, I'm just rude, but you think I'm joking." I'm like,
Oh.
that's not childhood trauma. That's just like you having a mean mug. But one of them was okay. There's a couple I have to read because I was like, "Oh shit." One was like, "You're so funny, thanks. I was mean to my boyfriend on his birthday, and he died the next day."
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Like,
Yeah.
so it was like a wide range of videos. Another one was like, or yeah, you're so funny, thanks. Guys used to ask me out as a joke. Which like drama, right? Like, can you imagine, like, yeah, you're at like a bar with your friends, this guy comes up to you, asks you out, and then like out of the corner of your eye, you see his group of friends like laughing and pointing. Like, I would cry immediately. Another one was, you're so funny, thanks. I've been locked in a padded room before. Like, that actually sounds relaxing.
That's a way to get a guy to turn around and leave you alone.
Right? Oh, okay. This one was so funny. It was a video at a plastic surgeon's office, and the doctor and like everyone's dancing around. You're so funny, thanks. One of my patients was a terrorist that came in for a nose job so they could change their identity, and we didn't know until the FBI showed up.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
I want a nose job.
No, I know. I think sometimes I do too because I have like this little dip here. And I was like, oh, I don't want that little dip. But I am terrified.
Yeah, me too. Like, it'll change your face so much, but probably for the better, but also what if not?
No, like with my luck, I would have my nose would be completely gone. It would be like flattened. Like it would like something would happen, the power would go out, they would have to stop working. Like I don't know. Like I feel like it wouldn't go good. Okay, and then there was one video with a cat from the cat's perspective. I thought you would get a giggle out of this. You're so funny, thanks. I was kidnapped at 6 weeks and raised by a girl in her 20s who thinks she birthed me.
And here's my child.
I know. Hi, boss.
He's like, woman, I was asleep.
He's like, leave me alone. I'm not working today, ma'am. But, anyways, it was a really funny trend, and again, like some people really shared their trauma, and then some people were just like, I mean, bleh. It's like you're boring, and that's so unoriginal. Like, be on TikTok and be original. Don't like steal everyone else's shit.
Give us your trauma.
Give us your trauma. Let's trauma bond. I watched a couple movies this week, and I have to talk about them. My Old Ass.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. I think everybody should watch it. It came out last year, but it's on Prime now to rent or to watch through Prime. But so a girl takes shrooms with her friends, and it's like the summer before leaving to college, and her 39-year-old self visits her and talks, I know, and talks to her about like her life. And the girl's like, oh, yeah, you're like the family and all the kids, and like we have all these things. And she's like, no. So like she somehow is able to like text her and call her like after she's done shrooming, like throughout the movie she can like still communicate with her old self or future self. And she's like, stay away from this guy named Chad. She's like, I don't even know a Chad. She's like, just wait. And then like you meet Chad and you get to like see, and like as soon as she finds out that his name's Chad, she's like, no, I can't. Like, I can't talk to you. Like nothing. But it was so cute because in the end, also in the movie, like other people can see the older self who was played by Aubrey Plaza, which I just fucking loved.
Yeah.
But at the end, she could be seen by people. So like Chad was there and like saw the older her, and like she saw how happy her younger self was with Chad at that time, and kind of told her like, okay, like just go through it. Like I know he brings you happiness here. And then it was just like, oh, I loved it. It was such a good movie.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. That sounds good.
You should watch it. And then I was like, what would I tell my younger self if I could go back?
Yeah.
To create Instagram. And to take care of my nose piercing that I had because it was really cute on me. And to wear my retainer the first time I got braces so I wouldn't have to do it a second time. And to not use that St. Ives apricot scrub because I think it really fucked up my face. I think there's a lot of us. We were influenced by the St. Ives in high school. Um, and yeah, just learn how to code, take
Yeah,
over all of the apps, and be
that
a
would,
rich bitch.
that would have been so great. Yeah.
What, like, would you have told your younger self?
Jesus. High school?
Yeah.
Um, don't date that guy, don't date that guy. Go to school. Uh stop skipping school. Um God, mine's all heavy. Like I should have been nicer to my dad. Not
Yeah, I guess that too. Be nice to people who love you.
um wear more sunscreen.
Wear your sunscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really into tanning for a minute, and I did not need to be into tanning, but I was obsessed with it, and no.
I am thankful, like my mom never let me do the tanning bed. And I think I only did that like a hand like maybe 5 times. And that was like after I was 18. So I'm thankful that I didn't get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the sun on my skin. But yeah, the face we protect now that we are at the age we are at. And
I would have worn a visor, like a big hat, just every day in the summer. Looking like a freak, but being like, I'm protecting my skin.
we have to stay young somehow.
Oh, speaking of that, what a great segue, Julia. You're so good at this. I also watched The Substance. Wow and ew. Like, it was great. I'd been wanting to watch it, but I was putting it off because I was like, I heard it was really gory. And yeah, there's definitely gory parts when she's like transitioning from her old body to the young body or young self or whatever. Um, and it was like the more time that she spent in her younger body, the more deteriorating her normal, like older self. The longer she stayed younger, the worse she got. Deformity, losing hair, muscles and bones all weird. She could barely walk. She could barely do all these things. The younger self got so greedy because she loved all the fame and she loved all the attention. And then the older self could have stopped it, but she was also like addicted with it too, of the beauty and everything. And I don't know. It was just, it was good because it's just such a good movie about the ridiculous beauty standards that women have or like, or put on them, and then the insane links that you go to obtain that, continue with it. But it's a great, like, I really liked it as long as you could get past like the gory shit.
I'm not sure I'll be watching that one.
But definitely watch My Old Ass. It was so good.
Oh.
Okay, let's get into the Justin and Blake. Y'all, I just got real deep into the internet.
Angela went down a whole rabbit hole last night.
I became a conspiracy theorist in the best way. But you didn't help. You were also sending me TikTok. Julie, the amount of TikTok videos Julie and I have sent each other about this whole thing over the last week, it's insane.
We're on a streak. TikTok tells me every day, like, you're on a streak and gives like us a fire flame.
We're addicted to the streak. Okay, y'all, we're apologizing in advance, but we're gonna go on a deep dive on this shit. You've seen it all over the news. There are so many great content creators out there who are like little detectives, little investigators. I'm amazed with how many people there are out there doing the Lord's work on this.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, you want to get into it?
Get into it. So we're starting off with like, I feel like this is kind of the newest information that we've gotten. And now people are talking about Pauline Hoover's part in all of this. And it's not looking great. Um, of course, everything is alleged. Everything is, nothing has been confirmed. We don't know. We are just hearing and seeing what is on socials, mainly TikTok. And again, these content creators, like, I wish I could be our job, because the amount that I do scroll, I should be getting paid for it, but they're creating the content to share the information with us. So someone's discovered that Colleen Hoover is off of all social media. She's kind of like MIA right now. So I think we've known for a while that Justin owns the rights to both books. It Ends With Us, and what's the other one?
It
Isn't it
starts with us.
Starts With Us? Um, and what we've recently found out is there's a morality clause in the contract that Colleen Hoover could get the book rights back and resell it if the owner was accused of something horrible like sexual harassment. So that's a little eyebrow raise. Um, I also came across a Reddit post that plays into that, and so we'll come back to that in a minute, but just remember that. And then now there's rumors that Blake and Ryan are wanting to get the rights to the sequel. I'm also not liking Ryan's part in all of this. It's timeline wise kind of looking like this is like all stemming from like a jealous husband, in my opinion, what I can see. It's looking like this drama kind of all started when Ryan came home, when the writers strike happened, and so he was off filming. Then writer's strike happened, so then cut filming, so he came home. And then apparently, like the day or two after he came home, Blake sent a message, but people are kind of questioning if that was actually Blake who sent that or if maybe Ryan sent it, and asked to see the dailies. And like the dailies are like literally every single second that is being filmed with no cuts. And all these content creators who are sharing this, they're like, no actors get the dailies. That's literally so much, like hours and hours of just nothingness. So that has sparked a red flag for people, and making questioning come into play.
Yeah, it sounds like, again, allegedly, we were just reading all kinds of stuff that like Ryan and Blake had proposed, like, hey, we want the rights to It Starts With Us. And Justin said no. He
Mm.
wasn't interested in selling. So then there's this article on IMDb from 2024. Also, we're getting this from Jack Vanek's TikTok account. She had posted like a bunch of this stuff. So there's an IMDb article from October of last year, and it says Ryan Reynolds reportedly wants to buy out Justin Baldoni from It Ends With Us at any cost. Again, like we don't know who wrote it, we don't know like what the intent was behind it, but I feel like with so much that's out there, and yeah, it doesn't look good. Then I saw an interview from August 2024, which the movie came out around August. This is like when they were doing promotion for the movie.
Yeah.
It was an interview with Blake and Colleen, who wrote the books, and Blake was asked about the sequel. And Blake joked that, well, yeah, if Colleen had the rights to the sequel, like I'd follow her anywhere. I would do whatever she wanted to do. So some people are alleging that Colleen's also in on this take back of the book rights, because allegedly, right, maybe Blake and Ryan were like, we can take this movie so much further than he can. Let's get a plan going.
And with that, I did see that apparently Colleen Hoover started her own production company. Have you seen?
No.
I just saw a little clip today when I was scrolling because now we're like, that's our algorithm now. We're on It Ends With Us TikTok. Um, but yeah, apparently Colleen Hoover started her own production company and like is in plans of making a movie from one of her books, is what has been shared. But if he already has the rights to it, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But like, he's already the main character, so you can't just have a new actor as his character in the sequel. So how?
Well, It Starts With Us is more focused on Lily and Atlas's romance because, or like their togetherness, right? Because she ended things with Ryle.
Yeah,
He's they're like raised, but like he does come in because she shares custody with Ryle. So like she does see him. Yeah, the recast. I mean, it just sucks because I love this book and the messaging behind it, of course, is all about domestic violence. And it's just sucks that that really important message has been taken away with all of this bullshit.
yeah, I agree, and I agree. Yeah, it was a great book, and so just I think from the first thing they did wrong was Blake Lively as Lily.
Yep.
Lily should have been, and we've talked about this with other actors and stuff before. Like, I think we talked about Blake Lively. Like, she's Serena Vanderwoodson, and
Yep.
so it's really difficult to see such a famous actress play a role like that. I think it should have been a less known name.
I don't even think a less known name. I just think a different actress altogether. When I read the book and I picture Lily, I don't want to be ageist because Blake looks great, but I do picture a younger actress who's like she's in her 20s, she's trying to figure life out, right? There's all these things going on. She wants to open up her flower shop. Not saying that no one can like start their own business whenever, but it just Blake Lively didn't fit what a lot of people pictured Lily as in their head.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Okay, let's get to the voice note. Oh my goodness. Again, we're kind of doing this like just I took a bunch of notes. The voice note, the 2 a.m. I listened to it. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in love with them. So Justin Baldoni sends Blake Lively a voice note at 2 a.m. responding to a text that she sent at 1:50 a.m. So it's not like he was hitting her up late at night randomly. She sent something, he took 7 minutes to respond, or he made a 7-minute voice note. But so this is stemming from Blake really wants to rewrite the rooftop scene that they have when they first meet each other. And so he's trying to acknowledge her feelings around that, but she wants like complete rewrite. And we know this because it came out in Justin's $4 million lawsuit against Blake and Ryan Reynolds. And he was saying in the lawsuit that he felt pressured to accept the changes after she said that Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, your girl, really liked what she wrote. And in the voice note, he's like, look, I acknowledge like your feelings. I acknowledge like what you're saying. We learned like he didn't change the scene exactly to her rewrite, but he said it would like meet somewhere in the middle. And Blake was like, I didn't like that he said meet in the middle. Like that didn't feel great to me. And so she wrote him back saying like, I've been blocked by other filmmakers who didn't accept my creative visions, and now I'm feeling all of this again. Like you're doing this to me again. So first of all, he sounds like Joe from You, the show. And I would love if Justin Baldoni and Joe did like a movie collab of like, or just like reading, like just like some audiobooks. I don't know. I would love it. Anyways, He says, "Thank you for sharing that. Thanks for feeling safe enough to share that with me. I messed up. I failed. I'll admit when it happens. Like, I might piss you off, but I will always apologize to you." He even mentions, like, his wife and all these things. Like, he is just emotionally like, recognizing her feelings. And then he tells her, like, it's great that you have great friends that support you, referring to Ryan and Taylor. He's like, they are two of the most creative people on the planet. That's so great that they loved your rewrite and like your vision for the scene. He's like validating everything that she's saying, right? Again, this was like a 6-minute voice note, so I just grabbed a couple things. Then he talks about them having chemistry. And I feel like if Ryan Reynolds listened to this, like this would be the part that would piss him off. He was like, I felt it in the room as soon as you walked in and I met you. Like I knew there was something there. We're both super hardworking. We both have a vision for this film. Like I'm so excited that you're my creative partner. Like again, like building her up, sharing his excitement. Like in none of this is he coming across as like a know-it-all director who wants to take control of everything, right? Because he 100% could have come back at her like that. Then he says, I get to work with Blake Lively. I get to have her, all of her. That's what I want. I was like, okay, well, now this sounds like a little like
I don't like that.
flirty, but also I was just like, oh my goodness, this man.
That's weird.
It was a little weird. I think he's just a little like eccentric in that way. But it's like it could have been a touch less.
Is he European?
No. Oh, gosh, no. I'm not even gonna say it. There's like a religion thing, but I don't know a lot about his religion and I'm not
Not
even gonna
in.
I use a religious excuse. It's the Catholic in me. I'm like, how can we tie this back to Catholicism or just anything that explains away our behaviors so we don't have to like actually deal with them?
You have to make this a clip. I said, is he European? You were like, no, I don't know his religion.
No, because it reminded me he has this like specific religion. I don't know.
No, I was just saying because like Europeans are naturally very like flirty and just like it's like in their blood. So that's all I was thinking.
I think he's Italian.
See? That's what I'm
Oh, then I guess Europe. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He's Italian and religious,
So funny.
but not in a regular religious way. Okay. And then he ends this. He's like, I'm so sorry I'm rambling. He's like, you probably have kids all over you and a baby on your boob. Say bye to Ryan. Tell him thank you. Just being nice. And he thanks her again for sharing her thoughts and her feelings. And he's just excited to spend more time with her. This voice note drops this week. Everyone's listening to it. Everyone's dissecting it. I don't think it makes him look bad.
I think there's a lot more that makes her look a lot worse than that. So
Okay, yeah. So the Game of Thrones text,
I this
right? That's also in the lawsuit. So if y'all don't know what it is, Blake wrote this text to Justin, which sparred or which made the voice note happen. She writes him a whole bunch of shit, but in the main part, she's like, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons. For better or worse, but usually better. Because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So we really all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you. She's referring to Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift having pull over the universe to do whatever she wants. And now the voice note's out. Blake Lively and her team are requesting a gag order from Justin and his team saying you can't release anything anymore to the public.
Oh, wow.
So that hearing's on Monday. So I'm like, no, don't take away this stuff. Because he came out saying they were going to create a website and put everything out there for everyone to look at.
Oh my gosh.
Which, is it a little much? Yeah. But also, he's coming after her character. He's been dropped by his agency.
Yeah.
This obviously goes deeper and deeper. I mean, we've seen it on TikTok.
Well, the public is calling for a televised hearing. So,
I would love that. I'm going to call in sick every day. Okay, there's another TikTok, Steph with the Deets. She has fantastic videos all about this. She talks about this book bonanza that Blake and Brandon, who plays Atlas, that they went to. Blake told Sony in preparation for this that she did not want Justin to attend and that she was going to be streaming her cuts of the movie. And Sony agreed. And then there's like a text from Justin to his production company partner, Jamie. And he's like, she's kicked me out of the film. She's stopping me from going to this promotional event. She's finishing the whole movie. Like, I can't be involved in anything. Music, sound, nothing. Like, I'm not able to direct the movie.
so that aligns with some of the stuff that's in this Reddit post that I'm going to read.
Yeah. And Justin is barely mentioned at this book bonanza. And if they talk about him, she mentions him like as Ryle, his character. And then she even jokes or calls him the director, but like never personally says like Justin. And then she jokes that Ryle was jealous of how she was falling in love, about how Lily was falling in love with Atlas in the movie, and was kind of insinuating that Justin was jealous of her scenes with that. And you're like,
This is all so icky. Like you said, this is a movie about domestic violence and abuse, and we're making jokes. She's been making light. Like, all of this drama started from their interviews originally. Yes, from him not being present, but also by the weird ass shit she was saying. And her weird, like sitting on the couch with her legs up, you know? I mean, just so not serious about a serious movie. This isn't a comedy. This is a serious movie. Again, about someone's book. Like, if I was Colleen Hoover, I'd be pissed.
yeah, it's based on her life story. It's based on her dad abusing her mom and Colleen's mom getting her and her sister out of the house, leaving her abusive father, which is even more wild that Blake did not take any sort of like intentionality with that, knowing that you're being tasked to present someone's life story like this. And then you're going to tell women to wear flowers to the movie theater when you go, no, that's not what we're doing.
It's, yeah, it's kind of icky.
Okay, there's an Easter egg in the Deadpool, which, again, I went on a rabbit hole last night. I think I might post a little clip on TikTok because it was wild. Which I don't even know how they got away with this, but in the ending credits of this movie, y'all, of It Ends With Us, Blake Lively is thanking Taylor Swift, Austin Swift, who is Taylor's brother, and then someone named Gordon Reynolds. And you're like, who's Gordon Reynolds? It was Nice Pool's name in Deadpool. So, like, in the credits of Deadpool, whoever played Nice Pool, it says Gordon Reynolds. So they had the balls to drop this little tie-in to Deadpool behind Justin's back.
Yeah. Sorry. That, you know, my memory, I have to say it. It's not written down, so I have to say it now.
Do it, do it.
So, the rooftop scene and how she wanted to rewrite it, well, they're saying that Ryan Reynolds wrote it.
Oh, I think, yeah.
So that would be that Gordon Reynolds giving him that acknowledgement, but not, but so that's probably what that is.
Okay, well, so in that introduction scene, like when they meet Nice Pool, in Deadpool Wolverine,
Yeah.
he has long hair, a man bun, which like Justin Baldoni wears man buns. I got this clip from Alpha Clips, and he's like very nice. He's very zen. And Deadpool's meeting Nice Pool. He's like, "Hi, how are you, Nice Pool?" Blah blah blah. And Nice Pool's like, "Oh yeah, and wait until you meet Lady Pool, who is played by Blake Lively in the movie. You never see her, but it's her costume, and then it comes out later that that was actually Blake." So Nice Pool saying, "Wait until you meet Lady Pool. She's gorgeous. She just had a baby too. You can't even tell." And Deadpool's like, "I don't think you're supposed to say that." And Nice Pool goes, "That's okay. I'm a feminist." Everyone's thinking this was a dig to
Yeah.
Justin Baldoni in Deadpool as Nice Pool, i.e., Gordon Reynolds.
Wow.
And then Nice Pool dies in the movie in front of a flower shop on a street. But also, like, if you were really put in a negative, uncomfortable, horrible space, why would you go and mock somebody like this in a movie?
Yeah.
If you really felt like you were sexually harassed and it really messed with your being,
Yeah.
would you do this?
No.
And then just one more thing about the New York premiere of the movie. Just the fact that his family had to wait in a room,
A basement.
literally, while Blake and her friends were on the red carpet because she did not want him running into any of them. And then there's supposed to be an after party that Sony and Wayfair, Justin's production company, paid for. And Blake got him, his family, and everyone associated with him blocked from the after party. So
That's
Justin had to go do his own after party and had to pay for two parties.
wow.
How insane is that?
Yeah, she's sounding kind of pretty awful
And it sucks because I loved Gossip Girl. And
too.
I love the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got on my rabbit hole. What's your Reddit
So,
stuff?
so listening to like all of that and then having the Reddit in the back of my mind, like it's all aligning. And so this Reddit post is just making like light within like I think yesterday is when it started getting talked about on TikTok, but it is from 6 months ago, which would have been what when it like came out.
June.
No, so this was posted before the lawsuit. That's what it is. Um, so okay, it's really small. Hang on, let me try and get.
Oh, which also the lawsuit. Okay, another thing on TikTok I didn't write down. Weird that the same day that Blake Lively's lawsuit comes out in December, that the New York Times puts out the article on the exact same day. And it's like, if this lawsuit wasn't public knowledge until this day, how did New York Times also get to write an article and put it out the exact same day? So now there's other conspiracies that the New York Times had all this information for a couple of months and had been building this whole story to put out this narrative once Blake Lively's lawsuit came out.
It's messy, dude. So this person's saying that they have a lot of insider drama, someone who worked on the movie for most of its run. So this was firsthand information from someone who worked on the movie telling their friend, and that friend is the one who made this post. So supposedly Blake felt that Justin made her uncomfortable on set. One instance in particular, Justin told Blake she looked sexy in what she was wearing on set. I don't know the context around it. Apparently, Justin wasn't happy with the original editor's cut of the movie, so he hired his own team to do a version of the movie. Blake wanted to do her own version of the movie as a result, but Sony said no. Blake goes to Sony and threatens to go to the New York Times with a story that says Justin was sexually harassing her on set if they don't let her do her own version. Dude, what?
Wild.
Yeah. Sony freaks out and says, okay, do whatever you want. Austin, no. Justin, my font is so tiny.
I know. Guys, I'm not scrolling on my phone either if you're watching this on video.
No,
I'm also trying to like zoom in and read.
glasses.
I think that's
Justin is then banned from the Sony lot. This person says, I don't think it's forever, just for the run of the movie. But isn't that interesting that then Justin wasn't allowed to go to the Sony party, or there was like another Sony event that you said that he couldn't go to? So like that's adding up.
And Sony's been quiet. They've said nothing.
Then the Taylor Swift part comes in, and we don't need to talk about that.
Oh, yes, we
I'm
do.
kidding. So I told Angela, I was like, I'm so worried about Taylor Swift's part in this because I love Taylor Swift. I feel like she is like a good human and a like one of the few good influences in our celebrities. Like a lot of them I feel like have been tainted. I feel like she is still pure and good and someone that little girls can look up to, you know? So I'm like, Taylor is so good. How can she be best friends with Blake, who's doing these like super icky things? So
Yeah, Taylor don't give a shit about us. She's on her PJ every day.
for Blake hires Taylor's music video editors to do her version of the filming. Blake has a friends and family screening. It says with like a bunch of A-listers like Ben Affleck, Bradley Cooper, allegedly, and others. Apparently everyone was like, it says question mark, question mark, question mark. The movie made no sense. So then Blake realizes she needed to hire someone with actual movie producing experience, not a music video producer. And but she still wants to, so Blake wants to use one of Taylor's songs in the movie. The studio's loving it, but then Taylor finds out that the original composer, like they had beef. And so Taylor was like, me or this composer. So they chose Taylor, and Sony fired that composer and brought in Taylor Swift's song. So yeah.
Yeah, girl, you think one of the richest pop stars in the world is just like innocent?
No, I mean, yeah, so everyone's like calling her out because I guess she had said that she had nothing to do with the movie. And now, everyone's like, okay, well, it's obvious that you did and you were lying about that. I don't, ugh. It's just such, like the whole Me Too movement and like, originally when this all came out, we were by Blake's side because that's what most girls do. We're going to go with the girl's side and believe the girl. Throughout it, it has gotten a little difficult to believe Blake's side of it. And so I just can't wrap my mind around Taylor being friends with a girl who would cry wolf about sexual harassment. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, it just sounds like this, and it sounds like, yeah, it's just been going on for months. And I want to know if like other actors have NDAs and just aren't coming out and saying it. Because like Jenny Slate, who plays Ryle's sister, she was all for Blake Lively when it came out, but we haven't heard anything from her. Again, we haven't heard anything from Sony. It's just all really sad. It's really like It Ends With Us is now on Netflix, and I want to watch it because I thought it was a good movie, and now I'm like, I don't even feel like I can watch it because the whole time I'm just gonna be like, well, now this movie is totally like ruined.
I know. I have been kind of wanting to rewatch it though for that. Like to okay, I'm sorry. I just saw the sky in the mirror out of the corner of my eye and I feel like I can kind of see it.
Is it pink?
It's so pretty.
Ooh,
It's so pretty.
I love it.
Pinky and purple.
Yeah, it looks pinky.
South Carolina.
Ooh. Oh my goodness, y'all. Yeah, there's just so much about it. We hadn't been talking about it because every day something new was coming out. At this point, yes, things are still coming out daily or like weekly, but there's just so much out there that we had to talk about. All right, should we get into what we love and what we do best?
It's Bravo time.
Bravo time.